Mike, I've got to ask, when it comes to putting this film together, like in its initial stages, like the pre-production kind of writing stage, from what I understand, you guys had three binders of storyboards which you put together for this movie. How does that kind of come about, though? Do you discuss things? Do you share notes? Is there where does the initial idea come from? How does that kind of spring into kind of like the whole story to the point where you're ready to put visuals on the storyboard?
Well, I'll tell you all the materials we used. We had a pair of scissors and a printer, and we printed out a two-page treatment, and we cut up each line of the treatment. And then
Right.
all the other little ideas we had were placed within this basic Joseph Campbell hero journey, and they were all little drawings on note cards or little strips of paper with written ideas. And you wind up with a floor full of paper taped to each other that you can move around like a puzzle. This gag doesn't go there, it goes here. And we're doing it visually with little cutouts of paper. Then once that's kind of locked, you tape it down. You've got your basic storyboard, which is like, I don't know, 4 big poster boards.
Yeah.
So you need to buy a poster board. You need Scotch tape. You would need scissors for this all to work out. And God willing, you'd have a printer. So we were able to put that together. And then once it's all taped down on these 5 poster boards of all the gag ideas, then I go into Storyboard Pro, made by Toon Boom, who makes the Harmony, the kind of software that all the television animation's made with now. And then in their storyboard software, I draw the movie and edit it to music.
Mm-hmm.
Am I lying?
No, that about checks out. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this movie could have only been made in that way. You couldn't have just written a traditional script for this movie. First of all, there's no dialogue, but also we just needed to visually see when we were out in the wilderness shooting this thing exactly how we were supposed to make these particular frames, these particular shots look. And so it was really helpful to have Mike's storyboards out there.
Yeah, because the animatic is 2 hours set to music, and then that each of those shots is printed out onto PDFs, and so we just have an actual, it's this thick, 3 binders of basically a printout of the animatic in paper form. So if you were going to make a film like we did, you would also need a binder and waterproof sleeves for the paper. So, I don't want to say anyone can make a film. You would need those office supplies to do it.
Yes, it's very important, especially for shooting one in the snow. You must have these storyboards covered by a protective cover, because we were out there with about 4 or 5 guys. And a lot of times you're just in the middle of the snow and there's nowhere to put your binder. So you just got to chuck it in the snow and just pray that it doesn't get ruined.
So directing for me was mostly pointing at these little drawings and say, make it look like my little drawing. And then this doesn't look like my little drawing. That looks like my little drawing. Next shot.
Yeah, there wasn't much room for me to improvise either. If I improvised one bit and it wasn't like Mike's drawing, I would be screamed at and humiliated on set.
This isn't funny like my little drawing was funny.
That was his main direction for me.
He would get laughs sometimes, and I would say, what the hell are you all laughing at? This isn't a little drawing. This is some bit a human's doing. Where's my little drawing?
Yeah, so acting was basically like, that's right. I'm a cartoon character. I'm not a human. Yeah.
Thank you for watching the Matt's Movie Reviews channel. Please subscribe for more reviews, podcast interviews, and exclusive content.